right, good morning. Who here enjoys being outdoors? Who here enjoys stuff such as hunting or fishing? Or simpler, who here enjoys just taking a walk in a park? Well, if you enjoy all those things, you and I have something in common because I enjoy all those things. One thing I like to do while outdoors is look at the wildlife. Anything from worms all the way up to deer. Something that I noticed though is that some ecosystems are full of wildlife while others are not. What are some causes and effects for that? Well, today I would like to look at the causes, effects, and solutions of deer overpopulation in the U.S. I first want to look at the causes. One thing I see about the causes is the fact that hunting is expensive. I went onto academysports.com to do a little bit of research to find the cheapest setup of a jacket, overalls, a firearm, ammo, and a stand. What I found is that the cheapest setup was anywhere from $514 to the most expensive being $4,327. Most of that does come from the firearm, but people are not willing to spend a couple $100s on a jacket or overalls because that's just really expensive. And that is not including things such as a scope for your firearm, corn, calls, boots, stuff like that that many hunters like to use. Not only is hunting very costly money-wise, it is also very costly time-wise. Having to find property to hunt on, scoping out the property, finding where the deer are, setting up your stands, setting up your clothes, to even harvesting a deer is all stuff that takes a bunch of time, and people are not willing to do that. Another cause I see is that urban and suburban areas are great places for deer to populate, and there are laws that do not allow people to hunt in those areas. In a 2019 article written by the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, we see that these areas are great places for deer to populate because they are abundant in food, they lack natural predators, they lack hunters, and they are a great quality habitat. I can even give examples of me golfing on a golf course in Tanglewood, which is like 2 minutes from my house, and there are deer littered throughout that golf course. So those are two reasons, two causes that I see for overpopulation. Now I want to talk about some effects that I found on the Department of Environmental Conservation. One effect we see are deer-car collisions, and the fact that they are way more likely to occur because of overpopulation. In a 2025 article written by 4 different authors posted on the Science Direct, we see there are roughly 1.5 to 2.1 million deer-related car accidents each year. This results in anywhere from 200 to 440 deaths per year and over $10 billion worth of property damage. A lot of these accidents are occurring in the urban and suburban areas, which are the hardest places to regulate deer. Another cause we see is crop damage. In 2023, the Soybean Research and Information Network posted an article where author Laura Temple writes about many different studies she has conducted on how deer have eaten many farmers' crops. The specific one I want to talk about is a 2022 study done where South Carolina farmers lost anywhere from 13 to 14 bushels of soybeans per acre, which equals about $175 per acre across 405,000 acres of soybeans. That is a lot of money just because of deer are not being regulated like they should be. So we've looked at causes, we've looked at effects. Now I want to talk about a couple solutions. The first solution I want to talk about that I found in a 2018 article written by the Association of Fish and Wildlife Agencies is that better regulated hunting options in urban and suburban areas is a great way to manage deer. Allowing hunters to hunt inside city limits is a great way. Also, designating specific areas inside city limits where hunters can hunt would help manage the deer overpopulation. We've seen states such as New Jersey and Missouri do controlled hunts, which have helped their fight in managing overpopulation. Another solution would be live capturing techniques. These are safe and humane ways of capturing and relocating deer out of these urban and suburban areas and getting them away from humans so that there are not effects like car collisions and crop damage and stuff like that. And so I hope you see the problem of overpopulation of deer in the United States, how at some points it can even be dangerous to us and also dangerous to the deer. And I hope you all are encouraged to get out and to hunt and to fight against this problem. Thank you.